Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to our Neil Robertson Pro career on Snooker 19. Today is time for episode 42 of season 2 of the career mode. Today is time for the last 16 of the China Open, the World Snooker China Open against the Belgian Bullet, Luca Brecel. Neil Robertson and Luca Brecel next to each other surprisingly on the rankings. For some reason I saw Luca Brecel in 10th and thought, bloody hell, I can't believe he snuck in the top 10, but to be fair, that's our expense. And this is quite a big match today because there's only 11,000 between the two players. So if we can win today and hopefully get a good run in the tournament, there's a possibility where we could jump past Luca Brecel and put him outside of the top 10. But our appearances against Brecel, the Belgian Bullet, have not been too favourable so far. In our first two meetings against Brecel in the World Grand Prix and the German Masters, as you can see on the screen now, we were beaten by 3 frames to nil by him, and yes, we did beat him in the quarter-final of the shootout, but that is a bit of a cop-out. So really what we're looking to do today is get our first proper victory against Brecel in this episode 42. And 111 episodes in of the series as a whole, and in cricketing terms, that is Nelson. Very exciting, eh? But the last 16 of the China Open, we've already earned 11,000 from this tournament, and if we win today's match, we will earn £18,000, which is more than we earned from getting to the final of the Gibraltar Open. So you can see how lucrative this tournament is. I know the Gibraltar Open isn't the most lucrative in the world, but goodness me, this tournament really is the second most lucrative on the calendar, obviously behind the World Champs, which is up next. And I think that fear of knowing that this or any other match in this China Open could well be our final match before that big World Champs will put the fear into us a little bit, I'm going to be completely honest. But hopefully we'll play well again today. We really didn't play well against Joe Perry in that last episode. We just about got through in the last frame decider. And it went down to the last black, which just about summed up that game up, to be honest. So hopefully it's a little bit easier today against Luca Brecel. But Brecel has got a very good record against us, so hopefully things can go our way today. And I suppose the best thing to do to get rid of any of those jitters is to go and win this first frame. But we had a good break-off shot there. Decent safety from Brecel. In fact, a very good safety. I didn't realise how close he was to the red, the green even. And he has actually got the snooker here. It's a very good shot from Brecel. Try and swerve round to get to the red.
He'll be aware how important pace is for this shot.
That's a nice shot. Well negotiated. We're not usually very good at getting out of snookers, but that is pretty good. I hope you guys are good and still enjoying the series. We're really on a roll now up towards the World Champs. And to be honest, all the way back in September when I took that break because of that silly Shanghai Masters, I'm gutted that I did because the momentum of the series really ran away. But now we are really on a roll, which is great. Now, he's really got away with that by just having that red on the cushion, but I suppose we equally get away with playing a safety here and probably not leaving too much on. Because obviously there isn't anything on it whatsoever. There's that red on the cushion that unbelievably has moved. Now, I wouldn't have thought in my wildest dreams that would have gone to hit that red, but it has. And it's a start for Brecel now, so that was a bit of a disaster, that shot was. I didn't think any way in the world that it would hit that red, but I suppose the angle, yeah, it suggests it would be pretty close, and obviously we didn't see it hit the red. But it's a long pot here, and Luca Brecel's missed it. But is he going to get any luck? No, he's not. So, the ball is quite literally back in our court. Well. That was a poor shot from Brecel. But I guess really, it was only he just had to play because it was such a big opportunity that if he didn't take it, well, we were probably going to take it next time out. But as the tale always goes, he only left the one he was playing. So we're going to have to develop the reds a little bit off this shot. This is a risk. It's a long blue. And if we miss it, we might well develop the reds a lot for Brecel. So we're not going to be too aggressive, just in case we miss this shot. And we did miss the blue, and actually that's quite a good opportunity for Brecel. That was a bit of a poor shot there on the blue. Some of our long pots recently have been quite poor, actually. But luckily, he can't get to anything. So that's our get out of jail free here. Can't get to any of those, but that's a good safety. That is a good safety, Brecel. It's not the best from either player so far, it has to be said. And that's not going to go anywhere towards helping that out. A little bit too soft. but it's okay. We get it back up bulk. So again, we get away with it. A little bit harder. Might have been behind that blue. That would have really been the jackpot. But only the one pot registered so far. That red that was moved and moved and moved and finally potted by ourselves, but we couldn't capitalise on it. And I think Brassel's got the right idea. He's not quite up behind that blue, unfortunately for him. And he does leave a little chance on this red, which we're going to try and take on. Good shot. Didn't want to whack straight into the reds because, well, that could have been a real danger if we'd have mucked it up. But we're on the colour. So we'll get the colour potted, the first colour of the frame, unbelievably. And just see if we can get back down the table. And that might not be too bad, you know. Certainly a potting chance on this red here. We're just going to have to hit this hard, get well away from these reds. We didn't. We only moved the red, and that was a shame. But we should be able to get it for one of the bulk colours, hopefully. It's not the cleanest of shots there, but still, it's okay.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
Yellow's there.
Impressive shot with the rest.
And we're going to try and do what Brassel couldn't do before and pot a long red. Albeit, it's not really that long a red. The aim would be here is to pot this, get the blue potted, and then see what we can do from there. Again, it's not the biggest of opportunities. We've overdone that quite a bit. So it might just be brown to middle.
7.
Try and get down for a red and see how what we're like positionally.
He just wants to slot this into the middle pocket.
The brown's there, it's not too much risk now.
What a
This just needs to keep running a bit. It's okay.
7.
Wants to be straighter on this red here, but this is certainly a backup plan. So it's not the best of breaks so far, certainly not a consistent rigid break, but it's okay. But where's that cue ball going? It's okay. And now we're a little bit further open. There's a few reds available, so a few options here in this first frame. Now, unbelievably, only a break of 12. Feels like we've been at the table so much longer than that. And it's funnily enough, when you have a really tricky break, it seems so hard. And the points seem so hard to notch up. And obviously, when you got the black at your fingertips, you're laughing. You build up 50, 60 in no time. So I think I sometimes prefer those breaks because they're a lot easier and look a lot more natural. But I always find these breaks quite exciting too, when you've got a real challenge of trying to get on balls and being so precise. And those are the breaks that really matter, in my opinion. The ones
24.
that the really good breaks, not having a clear-cut opportunity that every player would be able to take advantage of. And this is a risk because if this goes badly, this could be an in-off. But if it goes well, we'll be very neat in terms of our position. We've overdone that though. We have overdone that. But unfortunately, we've not overdone it enough, if you like, to be on one of the bulk colours. So that was a shame. Although we can just hit off the black. So not all is lost. That's absolutely fine. We won't leave any sort of red on. But that black actually nearly potted. But I don't think we've left anything on.
Not worked out quite as intended.
So just a safety here from Brassel. So quite a sloppy frame so far. Not the best. I'm sure somebody will win it at some point. Let's see if that black blocks anything getting into the pocket. Yeah, there's not a ball going to go past that black, so we might come to rue that black being there. But this is a bit of a shot to nothing. We'll only leave the red that we're playing.
Brilliant.
Unless we do that and
Magnificent pot.
hit the red, but luckily we potted it. Very clean pot. But this is going to be a little bit awkward now. I don't want to go for the blacks. The angle's quite tight. So, play the yellow. And we're just going to have to give this a whack down the table. And see how we get on. But, again, it's not the best of chances, you know. seems like too good an opportunity to get it behind the brown and green.
That's what he was after. Nice.
That's a good snooker. I think that was the best thing to do at that point. Really do. Nearly hit the brown there. But I mean, yeah, you know, that was obviously the best thing to do in the end.
That very well.
It's not clear cut. We're going to get a pot here. So we just need to analyse the best opportunity. Or else Bracell will run away with this. Now it's got to be this, really got to be this red. It looks pretty good to me. But you just never know with that middle pocket. So we're not going to take a massive risk on this, just nice and soft. Give the pocket every chance, but obviously make sure it reaches.
This is no gimme.
And hopefully we're on target.
Oh, so close. He needed some luck there, and he didn't.
We misjudged that. Really did.
One.
I have to say, our potting ability has gone a little bit lacklustre recently.
He's looking to get the cue ball.
We started to get a little bit sloppy, but that's all Luca Bracell wants to make was a break of 1. Obviously felt that he could get some sort of safety, and, well, put it this way, he clearly hasn't. Because this red will go past the black, and I have absolutely no idea what Bracell was attempting to do at all. Just check this red does go past the black. Yeah, there's definitely a room for a ball at that angle. We don't want to overcompensate too much. Yep, that's fine. Good pot. But absolutely no idea what Bracell was attempting there. Very bizarre shot. But a good black. And this red next to the pink should go. Or does it? Yes, it does. That's good then. It's there. Good pot. Let's see if we can win this frame from here. Yeah, I'm still speechless at what Luca Bracell did. Absolutely no idea what he was doing. Whether he just didn't see an opportunity that we saw or whatever, I've got absolutely no idea. Very bizarre, but this is a tough long pot to take on, so it's a risk that could put Luca Bracell right back in it. Right in the heart of the pocket there, great pot. Outstanding stuff. Not been the cleanest of frames, really hasn't so far, but we're doing okay out of it at the moment. And as I always say in these best of fives, I know you must be thinking it's a real pain in the backside to hear this now, but the first frame is always the most important, plus the fact that I don't practice for these matches. Might do for the odd final if it's really important, but the first sort of practice I get is that first frame.
22.
So it's really valuable if you can get some time at the table in the first frame.
This is the key shot. If this goes in, you fancy him for the frame.
And you heard what Hendon said. That was the key shot in the frame. And it looks like we've done what we couldn't do in 2 of our 3 previous matches against Bracell. And that's to get a frame on the board. And that is important within itself. That is an achievement. But Bracell didn't look good at all in that first frame. And I think it might be time for him to worry a little bit. This second frame now massively key. If we can go and win this second frame, we've got a real chance. That wasn't the best shot. Hoping to be a bit straighter on the pink. Should give it a whack up and down the table. See what happens.
The left corner pocket.
No, there's not going to be anywhere near the red, but it doesn't matter unless we've snookered ourselves, which we won't have. Because we can just give the red a whack off the cushion, and then get on with the next frame. And that is a good achievement, folks. Really good achievement. 1-0 up against Bracell, and just another 2 needed out of the next 4 to go and win the match and get through to the last 8.
Frame conceded. Frame Neil Robertson.
And that is the frame.
Albeit not the cleanest, But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't
No,
matter.
a one-frame advantage. He'll be looking to
As long as
put
we
more pressure
keep
on
winning
the
these
opponent
frames.
in this frame.
Thank you.
Feel like Brisella's got something more to give, and that shouldn't be something that we allow him to do. Ultimately, that first frame he had a chance, and he just didn't take it whatsoever. But he's got talent, as Brisell, no doubt about that. That was a really good break-off. Whether we can cover it is another question, because this doesn't look like it's got the legs to cover that red. Don't think it has. Our only saving grace is that it is a long pot. And he's not going to go for it.
He's gone enough.
Well, clearly he was trying to pot the wrong ball. Was Luca Brisell there? Absolutely no idea what he was doing. Went straight into the pack and potted the cue ball. That was a howler from Brisell. So we're going to try and take advantage of this now.
Lots of power on this shot. That's a good split. He's got a real chance here.
2 for the price of 1 in terms of the reds. That was a great shot, that was. Unfortunately, not the best split. They all seem to have gone one way of the reds. So that's a shame. But this pink is quite an important shot to get right.
Long pot, right up his street.
Great stuff.
That's a
Brilliant
beauty.
pot.
8.
Now here's where things get a bit fiddly. Just work one red at a time. Try and decipher where one red can go at a time. It's very tricky to do that. This blue will be a bit challenging, but it will be very rewarding in terms of position if we can get it right. So, not going to be a hard shot. Give the pocket every chance. And it's there.
That's a top shot.
He's
There are
right
some
on
days
top
when
of the game at
you're
the
just
moment.
on it, I think. And today is one of those days, and to be quite honest, Luca Brisell's given us the best chance possible. I mean, I do not know what that was, that safety was at all. It was inevitable that there was going to be a chance for an in-off, but Brisell, well, just didn't see it, obviously, or else he wouldn't have played it. Very bizarre shot. Don't think I've seen many in-offs. Certainly not from a safety shot like that, anyway. I've seen a few unlucky ones, but that was just, well, bizarre's got to be the right word. Really bizarre. It's going to be tricky to get to these red. There's a good cluster of 4 or 5 that are going to be a bit awkward to get to, but it's always just worth focusing on the ones you can get to and then worry about the other ones. Build up a good point base, and then if you can't get play them, just play a safety. There's no need to whack the balls round sometimes. I know we have a good fashion of just whacking the balls around, getting everything in the open and just doing it the old-fashioned way, but sometimes it doesn't work.
This is being
You just have to
played
be a bit
towards
more
the
conservative,
middle
because if
pocket.
you get it wrong, at least doesn't give your opponent the chance to win the frame.
33.
I'll have a little bit of side here to get on the pink. And there's probably 2 more reds we can get on here. Go for this one on the cushion first, or at least close to the cushion. It's fairly obvious which one we're aiming at. I don't think I need to talk you guys through it.
40.
Apply for this, and then apply for the pink. Hopefully get fairly straight on it, or else position will be pretty tricky.
41.
That wasn't great. Blue might be a chance then to get that straighter position. Risk though this, because these blues are never a definite for going in,
No
but we're going to
surprises
take a
here with the
chance.
long pot attempt.
And a great shot that was. Very nice.
Striking. That was something else.
He's looking very sharp here.
But after this red and colour,
46.
I see little chance. So what I was saying about being conservative earlier, let's try and knock the balls around a bit.
Good split. That's really opened the table up.
And that
here.
was definitely worth it. A few more reds develop now.
47.
Don't go in, red. Don't go in. That's good. That's okay. Still got a few awkward reds, but again, we've developed a few, and that's the most important thing. And yes, we might need them all to get a ton. But in terms of winning the frame, we just need a few more, and that's exactly what we've made an opportunity to do. Luca Brissell must be, well, puzzled. Has got to be the right sort of term. Knowing that he got such an advantage against us coming into this match. That's a really big thing for him, but so far, he'd be persuaded to say it was the other way.
60.
So, just the red required here.
You heard Neil folds.
No problem
And
there.
barring snookers, we now take 2-frame lead.
A real way for his opponent to win the frame now.
61.
That's good. Opens up red on the cushion. I think we've done a pretty good job here, to be honest, of making as many opportunities as we can.
Looking to run this along the cushion.
Great pot. If we could clear up from here, that would be a real achievement. Can't see it, but you never know. Gonna just play it, because it is technically an exhibition shot now. Just gonna play these straight and knock the red in. It's close to the pocket, rather than playing all tight and awkward.
Well, he's looking at potting
Well,
this into
our
the
games against
pocket.
Brissell have been over pretty quickly in the past. But that's usually because Brissell's gone and whooped us, not the other way around.
76.
I don't think we've got a way of getting these reds into touch, unfortunately. But that red will go. So it's got to be pink we play here. What can we do?
Playing this with a lot of power.
Tried our best to get on this red. And we should be on it.
82.
It's tight, but it will go. I mean, clearing 14 of those reds is some achievement, in my opinion. Really is. It would be great now just to boost our confidence, and probably our best ever century this would be if we can get it. And it would really knock Luca Brissell, I would say, if we got a century from this chance. So just the colours now. Break of 90 there.
90.
Gonna go for the blue just for easy position on the yellow, and I don't think there's much fear of getting it too far wrong, because this is a pretty straight shot, but I probably just put the commentator's curse on us there. But no, it's there.
Tremendous shot.
So just yellow and green needed for a century.
Just the colours left now.
And this will be a remarkable century, in my opinion.
7.
Far better than the evidence we showed against Joe Perry.
What a century that is.
That's a ton. Brilliant century. Not a great chance at all. You know, I was talking in that, or was it earlier this Friday? I mean, it seems so long ago now. You know, talking earlier about how I love these breaks. I love the ones that are so hard to get.
104.
Tough shot coming up.
That's a great blue. Maybe not so much on the pink. We completely butchered that, but we can always go for an opportunistic long pot.
109.
But if we can clear 15 reds, given the chance we had, we can have a go on this green, on this pink.
Playing the pot here.
Well, it's not to be. That's a shame, but a great break there. Of what was it, 113? That sounds about right. And we lead Luca Brissell by 2 frames to 0.
That is the frame.
But we know better than anyone. That is what Joe Perry led by after the first 2 frames in our match before. Albeit Joe Perry was not as good as that. But we came back and won that match 3-2. So we've got to hope that we're not on the receiving end of that sort of beating this time. But that is not a bad break-off at all. Luca Brissell needs to wake up, and he needs to do it now. He's not played terribly today, to be fair to him. But when he's had his chance, he's been a little bit dubious in some of his play. Has to be said. That in off just about sums it up, really. The fact he made 1 pot in that first frame and then just played a safety, but it wasn't a safety at all. That's all he's done in the match so far, and he's a Luca Brissell that looks very much off colour. And that's a good safety, that is. Now, if we come back up, are we just about going to avoid that red? I think we do.
Pace will be very important.
That was unfortunate. I think we just played it a bit too hard. But are we going to get away with it? He's going to be able to cut this.
So he's looking to play safe again. This is fast.
Playing safe again is Brissell. Well, there's a red. We're going to knock it in. Yeah. I have no words for Brissell today. Very bizarre how he's played so far. And no, I didn't mean to rhyme there. Very bizarre how he's played so far. But that's a good split. That's what we wanted to do. It was a good opportunity to get that split. And again, not the best opportunity. But we're riding on a high after what happened last frame. So bring it on. Played some really good safety exchanges earlier on. It's just unfortunate for Brissell that he couldn't really back that up.
He's looking to pop this into the right corner. That hasn't really worked out at all.
4.
Oh, yeah. Never do it the easy way, do we?
I think he's looking at the lowest risk escape here.
Well, I think that's a frame winner for Brissell. Despite the fact that he didn't play anything. I mean, that was a howler from us. I've talked about some of Brissell's safety play. By the way, it was on a safety shot. We just played it far too soft. And got ourselves stuck behind the brown. But again, Brissell is just not awake at all today. You know, top 16 player. Surely should be taking that chance. Very peculiar shot. Really peculiar. I don't know who I'm playing against today. It's not the Brissell that's beaten us quite regularly. Really bizarre to see this.
Half a chance here.
But that brownie's going to put us in a bit of spot of bother because we can't get to the blue. That needs to pull up ideally.
Excellent position.
It's okay.
3.
Certainly do.
This looks relatively easy.
Knock the black on, that's okay for me. I don't mind that at all. Put this into the middle pocket.
4.
Well, the angle's not ideal. But then nothing's ideal in this world. I mean, come on. So, This might be that time that we just play safe. Don't do it very often. But yeah, I just don't like the look of anything here. We probably played it too far past the yellow.
Robertson, 4.
And we have given him a sniff, but
Really tricky.
that's a great pot. And it just makes me wonder whether he will take that opportunity. But it was the least risk shot given the circumstance. I mean, fair play for him to pot that, but don't really know why he took that yellow on.
Sure that's what he intended.
It's probably the trickiest shot he could have took on, but again, not making anything out of that opportunity whatsoever.
Luca Brissell,
And leaving a pot on.
Tricky pot, no doubt.
That's a great pot and a good split.
If he's got anything here.
So Brissell
1.
has just not made anything of any of the opportunities that we've given him today. I mean, I'd love to see his scoring record at the end. He's only scored 9 points throughout, surely. I can't think of anywhere else where he scored points. He scored 8 points here. He didn't get anything in that second frame. And in the first frame, of course, he just registered the 1 pot. So,
Position looks pretty good to me.
of course, not all over yet. Don't want to be getting all cocky. That red's going to roll in. So, 2 for the price of 1. And that brown might well help us now when we need it. So there. That's a good pot.
12.
And we have got this long pot out along the cushion. Well, not quite along the cushion, but fairly close to it. Should be able to pull this off. And being 2-0 up, I think a shot like this isn't as risky as it looks.
Brilliant shot.
Especially when you pot it.
He'll be happy with that. Top
But this is a great match. Just what we needed, to be honest. We wriggled through the Joe Perry match, and we were extremely lucky to. Really were. I mean, after recording that match, I thought, bloody hell, we were crap, which we were. Absolutely dreadful. And this is just the sort of match that you need to prove yourself. Have a look if this red of the 2 that are bunched together will go. The one closest to the pink spot. And I think it will. Probably played that a bit harder than intended.
20.
But this red should go. That's a good pot. Not many in the stadium today. I've not stadium.
21.
Not many in the arena. I've not heard much in terms of crowd reaction. Maybe it's crowd reaction that spurs Luca Brissell on. Goodness knows, but I'm really shocked at this lack of any sort of power or fight or anything from Brissell. I mean, he's played a few decent safety shots, but nothing fantastic. I mean, I suppose we shouldn't really be moaning about Brissell not playing well, but I always like to win through a good match. I don't like to win like this, particularly when my opponent just had a rubbish day.
26.
And I hope we win now, because it's down like a bit of a Burke if we don't, but the way that Brissell's playing, he's got to wake up pretty quickly to come and get a comeback, but it could happen. You never know.
27.
But to me, it's pretty unlikely now. So keep him from the table, and I guess we're through to the quarters.
32.
So just 4 reds left. Not been the
Just
highest
wanted to sink this into the left corner
in
pot.
terms of breaks this frame.
In it
And
goes.
getting all the reds on the table
He really
with
looks
colours,
in
but
fine
ultimately
form
it
at the
doesn't really
moment.
matter.
33.
Going to take on a long pot now on the pink. Bit of a risk, I know. But one I think we ought to
Well,
take.
goes. Half a chance here.
Great pot.
What a
Awesome.
great pot.
Underdone that a
Superb
little bit, to be
control
honest.
there. Ideal position.
I'm going to try and knock this into the middle just to
Drop this in.
avenge what happened earlier. And that's the way you do it. Just 2 reds left, so 43 left on the table. We lead by 48. 48. By 40. So, a colour, we'll do it. Just got to make sure we do get on a red, just in case he wants to... He thinks about coming back to get a snooker.
In it goes.
And the crowd finally sound their appreciation.
No return in this match.
45.
Get this red, just so
He's aiming to sink
the
this
Belgian
into
bullet
the
won't
right
come back
corner.
to the table.
That's a great pot.
this will be our first victory, outside of the shootout of course, over Luca Brissell in this career mode. So another player knocked off. We beat Ronnie last tournament for the first time. I don't really class the shootout as a big win, so this is our first real win, I would say, against Brissell. Our first extended win anyway. And this is the sort of form we want to be in
54.
before the World Champs, definitely. Really playing well. This second half of the season has come alive for us, really.
An expert long potter.
Should have made a bit more of it, I think. We could make some more of it to win this tournament. Definitely.
Brilliant.
But, you know, we've only won the shootout. Yes, got to a semi-final and a final, but not walked home with the goods. And if we could do that here, win the tournament before the World Champs, it would put us in great form before that tournament. But the way we're playing, the way we've played here against Brissell, fingers crossed we draw him again in the World Championships, because he has been rubbish today. Not give us any sort of serious game that we'd expect from someone like Brissell, but goodness me. I think we played pretty well, so we can't get all hung up on, well, our opponent was rubbish, because ultimately we took the opportunity. It's a very nice century in that second frame.
Nicely on the blue.
Very nicely done in this frame as well. And it is nice to be on the right side of a result. Unfortunately, won't quite be a century here, whatever happens. Break of 86 at most, which would be a good, modest break of 86 at least. And as I say, I'd love to see the scoreboard at the end of the match in terms of Brissell's points. I'm fairly sure he's only scored 9 points in the duration of the match. Pretty sure, pretty poor shot to get on the pink, but because there's only the black left, we can screw onto it quite fine.
79.
And so, this time, it doesn't come down to the last black. And we'll pot it for a break of 86, and a third successive frame win, and a win against Luca Brissell.
86.
Great match that was for us. I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Great display of our snooker abilities. Let's have a quick look at what the stats show. So a highest break of 109, it wasn't 113, sorry, 109. And a huge domination over Luca Brissell. 272 points for ourselves, 281 points in the whole match. So only 9 points for Brissell in 3 frames. A real domination and a great match that was. So let's see who we're taking on Wednesday in that episode in the quarterfinal. I'm excited to see who we're taking on now. It is... we can't avoid him, can we? We can't avoid him. He's the quarterfinal against Mark Selby. Well. We've got a decent record against Selby, but of course we lost against him in the Gibraltar Open final. He's becoming our bogey player, if we're allowed to call him that, because we lost against Brissell in the final of the Gibraltar Open and also lost against him in the Players' Championship. In fact, we lost against him in the Welsh Open as well. So, apart from the shootout which we won, he's knocked us out of the last 3 tournaments, but fingers crossed, he won't be able to make it 4 out of 4. But on Wednesday, you guys will see the battle between the Thunder from Down Under and the Jester from Leicester for a place in the semi-final of the China Open, and £27,000 more than we would have got for winning the Gibraltar Open. But as you can see, 27 grand would make things pretty decent for us. Certainly puts us above Brissell. And as we start to talk about the big money, this could be a real chance to propel us back to the level we were at the start of the season. But if you guys enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for regular Snooker 19 content. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching today, and I will see you guys later on. Goodbye for now.